There are 3 districts in Antibes you've got to check out. They're all totally different from each other. That's why we're going to show you what makes each one unique. First of all, there's the old town of Antibes facing east. Then you've got the Cape d'Antibes, down to the south. And finally, the district called Juan-les-Pins on the western side. When visiting the French Riviera, Antibes is definitely a city you should see. We recommend at least a day trip. Depending on your preferences, you could even make Antibes your base and explore the rest of the Côte d'Azur from here. Start your exploration in the old town, world famous for its stunning location between the sea and the mountains, especially in winter and spring when the Alps are covered in snow. Whether you arrive by train or car, chances are you'll reach the old town from this large square called Esplanade du Pré de Pêcheurs, right next to the port. Take some time to climb the ramparts here. Several meters above the ground, you'll find paved walkways and amazing views, for instance of Port Vauban, supposedly Europe's largest yachting harbor. It welcomes all kinds of boats, from local fishing boats to super yachts of up to 165 meters long. In the background, you can spot a large fort, Fort Carré, a 16th century stronghold. Don't miss the giant statue called Le Nomade on another section of the ramparts. From there, you'll get another impressive view of the port and the sea. And here's yet another view, right above the hidden Gravette Beach. Across the water, you can catch a glimpse of Cap d'Antibes, and to your right, the old town begins. And that's where we're headed next. Just up ahead on your right, you'll come across one of the best restaurants in Antibes, the Michelin-starred Le Figuier de Saint-Esprit. Christian Morisset is one of the nicest and most talented chefs we've ever met. A stone's throw away, you'll find Picasso's Empire, the museum dedicated to one of the greatest artists of the past century, is impressive both from inside and out. The alleyways around the museum are worth exploring too. There's the Notre-Dame de l'Immaculée church and charming footpaths that can lead to all kinds of interesting encounters. Just below this little area, across from the town hall, you'll find the covered market. Every morning, except Mondays in the off-season, you can buy fresh fruits and vegetables, like these zucchini flowers, as well as typical local products, from olives in all sizes and colors to fragrant lavender in all its dried beauty. Of course, there are plenty more spots for souvenirs or clothes shopping in the old town of Antibes. Just take a stroll and enjoy some window shopping. It's fun, especially since most of the streets here are pedestrian only. Anja is always on the lookout for sunglasses. And we both love browsing bookstores and postcards with old photos of the places we know today, like Antibes right here. Of course, there are also plenty of restaurants and cafes in the old town. When you're ready for a coffee or a cold drink, don't worry, you'll always find a spot on one of the terraces, which they open year-round, unless it's pouring rain. The same goes for restaurants. They come in all sizes, from cute and cozy spots to larger ones on the big squares. If you have a specific one in mind, be sure to make a reservation, especially in summer. Most places open for lunch and dinner and don't serve food in between. Anja and I decided to try l'Oursin after several friends recommended the seafood restaurant. In front of the place, you can actually see what might end up on your plate. While the inside is beautifully decorated with a boat-like theme, during the hot season, it's much more fun to sit on the large terrace out front. On weekdays, they offer a special lunch deal with a main dish, dessert, and an espresso for €19.50, which I decide to go for. And they also have plenty of à la carte options, mostly featuring seafood and fish. So naturally, we pair it with a glass of white wine today. Anja goes for the scallops, Provençal style, served with mashed potatoes and mixed Mediterranean vegetables. I have the same side dishes, but with a fish fillet and tarragon sauce, topped off with an apple crumble included in the lunch special. Just a few steps from our restaurant, check out Place Générale de Gaulle. It's a classic southern French square, shaded by old plane trees and featuring refreshing fountains. Anja popped over to the bakery across the street.
What did you get? I can't resist. Whenever I see Paul, the bakery, I have to get a palmier.
And just down this pretty road off of Place de Gaulle, we'll reach Cap d'Antibes, where we'd like to take you next. The Cape of Antibes is the greenest part of Antibes. It's stunning, but unless you're one of the fortunate few who own one of the luxury villas at Cap d'Antibes, like some of the wealthiest people in the world, you'll have to settle for experiencing the coastline with its spectacular beaches, which, trust us, is still quite something. There's actually one spot kind of in the center of the Cape that's free for everyone to access, the Phare de la Garoupe lighthouse. Find this boat at the tiny Salis port, and just across the road there's a small dirt path that leads up to the lookout platform and the lighthouse. The first beaches on the eastern side of Antibes belonging to the Cape are Plage du Ponteil and Plage de la Salis, located right next to each other. They are easily accessible on foot from the old town and are highly popular due to their fine sand and beautiful views of both the old town and the sea stretching toward Nice Airport and the pine tree-covered, more rural part of the Cape. During the summer months, there's a great service available for people with disabilities who want to enjoy swimming. We'll guide you around the entire Cape, highlighting some more spots you won't want to miss. We're traveling by car, but another fantastic option is exploring the beauty of the Cape by bike. Recently, cycling lanes have been added in most areas. At spots like Cactus, located right next to the Provençal market in the old town, you can rent bikes year-round. Our next recommendation for you is a stop at Garoupe Beach. Like the previous two beaches, it's perfect for soaking up the sun in the first half of the day, before the sun moves around. The beach has both public areas and the private Plage Keller. How about snagging a prime spot on this jetty? Anja and I stopped for a quick iced coffee at one of the beach cafes, and as we enjoy the refreshing drink, we realize we could easily spend all day gazing out at the blue sea. Did you notice the number of boats moored right here? That's a typical sight all over the French Riviera during the hot summer months. Right next to this beach, you'll find the starting point of one of our favorite coastal hiking trails. Click the link in the upper right corner to learn more about it. The most beautiful beach in all of Antibes might be the Baie des Milliardaires. Especially young people are drawn to this secluded spot with its turquoise waters and stunning rugged coastline, which offers various spots to lay down your beach towel. It's another popular mooring location for the day, and the young and fearless come here for cliff diving. Don't look if you're squeamish. To reach this hidden corner of paradise, be prepared for a bit of a walk. First, take bus number 2 from the train station and get off at the Fontaine stop. As we continue our tour of the Cape, we pass by one of the most iconic hotels on the Côte d'Azur, Hôtel du Cap Eden Rock. If you're looking to indulge in a truly exclusive cocktail, this is the place to do it. The last beach at the Cape we'd like to point out to you is Plage des Ondes, easily recognizable by the little round tower in the water. While there are some more charming beaches along the western coast of Cap d'Antibes, this one is our favorite for a summer evening picnic with views of the Esterel Mountains on the horizon. The third district of Antibes worth discovering is Juan-les-Pins, where you'll catch sunshine until sunset. It's essentially designed with tourists in mind. The coastal road is lined with apartment complexes, perfect for those seeking a front row spot for their balcony. Across the street, you'll find a long sandy beach that stretches for several kilometers all the way to the next city. There are countless bars and restaurants lining the streets, and as the sun begins to set, finding a free spot can be quite a challenge. In the summer, this area is likely the most lively in all of Antibes, bustling with international sun-seekers. Of course, there are numerous ice cream places, as well as small boutiques, mostly featuring beachwear and colorful summer dresses. The shops stay open late in the summer for those who head home after the beach, freshen up, and return for dinner and nightlife. Speaking of dining out, Juan-les-Pins is the place on the French Riviera if you want to eat with your feet in the sand. There's one beachfront restaurant after another, most of them beautifully decorated and offering exceptional sea views. So even if you're not staying in Antibes, make sure to plan a meal at one of these restaurants. We promise you'll get some serious holiday vibes. Juan-les-Pins is also home to the renowned annual jazz festival, Jazz à Juan, which takes place every July in the Pinède Gould Square, offering another breathtaking view of the sea. And one final tip for you guys, check out the Belle-Rive Hotel. Nearly 100 years ago, this is where the young American author F. Scott Fitzgerald wrote his masterpiece, Tender is the Night, and found inspiration for The Great Gatsby. He and his wife, Zelda, mingled with the likes of Hemingway and Picasso at what was then called Villa Saint-Louis. Don't be intimidated by the big names. Stop by for a coffee or cocktail on the terrace or down by the sea. You don't have to be a guest at the hotel to enjoy its restaurant or bars.
That was another video. We hope you liked it. Santé!
We've created fun, informative portraits of the other major cities along the French Riviera. If you're interested in exploring some of them, check out these videos.